Hi, I'm Rachel Arbor. I am Garrison's environmental educator and STEAM teacher. And we just wrapped up our culminating engineering design project, so I just am really excited to share it with you. The theme of this quarter's STEAM elective is Engineering Renewable Energy Solutions, so this project focused on wind power. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students collaborated in groups to design functional and energy-efficient wind turbines using a fixed budget and materials list. They learned about vertical axis and horizontal axis wind turbines and determined what the best model would be for their group, incorporating at least one idea from each group member into their final design. They experienced firsthand how the engineering design process works through tests and optimization.
Is tied with a string holes in both plates to the other plate. So then there's it will spin like that, and then these spoons are to collect wind. So then if it's like this, the wind will push the spoons this way, and instead of spinning the whole thing, it would only spin this yellow plate, which is why it's connected with a string in the middle.
The one right there is going to stick like this and not be able to spin. What about this one?
Our windmill is a horizontal axis. So we are going to have a rubber band here and two spoons with the ends of them having like a cup on them. And because this has more surface for the wind to push, and because it's on a rubber band and rubber bands go backwards and forwards, because when the wind stops, then the rubber band will go the other way, which is doubling the energy.
But once we started testing it, we noticed the straw. If we put on too much of the wind turbine, it would get stuck to the rubber bands because it's too much traction there, and it starts going back and forth. And we're still trying to figure out how to do that. We think we're going to make some lighter versions of the wind turbines just to account for that, so it twists better. And we might put something else on the rubber bands to make it so the straw will move better. We had these for stabilize it, which is funny because we just ended up hot gluing it to the bottom.
So to make this wind turbine, first we read the article to see what we would need. Then we started building. Once we were finished, we marked one of the blades with tape so we could see how many times it made a full rotation in 10 seconds. After that, we compared it to other wind turbines to make sure it was budget efficient.
What I learned from the wind turbine project was when the axle spins, and the wind catches the spoons, it pushes the wheel.
Something I learned from this project was to not get stuck on one design. We were kind of thinking in just one direction on just having one part of our machine be the same, and when we changed it, it actually worked much better.
I did learn that these could save energy. And I feel like a lot of people may have known that, but like some people haven't really taken their time to dig deep into this, and I think it's a really interesting topic.
Wind energy is a very efficient renewable source of energy. It comes from opposite air masses next to each other.
It's necessary to engineer renewable energy because if we don't, we will use more fossil fuels, which will make greenhouse gases to heat the atmosphere and eventually flood the earth, which is called the greenhouse effect.
I learned a lot about persistence and facing challenges because one of the things that we faced was that our designs didn't really work right away. And in fact, it was the last day and we had to sort of, not necessarily rush through it, but sort of get it done pretty quickly. And in the end, we did a decent job, so that was very good. And learning about sustainability in the modern day was very important. And just like turning climate anxiety into climate action is a really helpful thing to know, especially because, we've got like politicians and stuff to vote in and like stuff to get done and just a lot of actions that need to be taken. I think it was a very valuable class to have.
Turning off the lights and turning off your water sources.
Wind energy could like transform so many things, and how we could start putting it in the water and like just maybe in making these high wind areas in the central US wind energy hubs.
Switching like your sources, like maybe use more green resources, like more like cars, like using an electric powered car is like way better for the ecosystem than a gas powered one.
Recycling and most of all taking care of your environment.
Number 1, recycle everything that needs to be recycled. Number 2, use renewable energy. And number 3, maybe engineer renewable energy when I get older.